In the United States, there is a system that allows the sale of the contents of any warehouse that has been rented to someone and that person has disappeared from it and has not committed to paying the rent, which gives some adventurous people the opportunity to try to win those warehouses in the hope of finding something valuable inside them. And this is exactly what that lucky American man did when he bought the contents of a closed warehouse, where he was amazed when he discovered what was inside it before the police reached his house in a few hours. It all started when he participated in an auction on an old warehouse, and although he had little money, he was hoping to find something valuable, like the stories he heard about people who were lucky in that adventure, until some of them found old classic cars. The man stopped at the beginning of the auction among about 20 people, all trying to win that warehouse, which extends to store the contents of a room in its entirety. The auction began in an exciting way, where the man entered into a fierce battle with a lady who had a great desire to win. So she made him forget the first and most important bet. Do not bet more than you can afford. And he began to completely ruin his budget to win the warehouse, but in exchange for a sum of $500. After he had spent the pleasure of winning, he regained consciousness, realizing that he had spent all his money on a warehouse that may be empty. After many people left the place, only a few remained to watch the winner. As he opened that black box and revealed to them what was inside it, the decisive moment had come. After opening the door, he found that the warehouse was full of old furniture and some broken devices, which did not cover the price of the money he had paid, which shocked him. But before his shock was complete, he found a small safe lying on the ground and closed tightly. After many attempts to open that safe, he could not, so he called his friends to help him open it, and after using some equipment, they were finally able to open it, and it was a surprise. The man found a $1,000 note inside, and he began to take it out again and again, and he was in a state of complete amazement. His happiness did not last long, because the police came to him after hours of finding that treasure, and that was after he posted a picture on the internet of his happiness, along with the cash he found. So the police came to verify the source of that money, and how did that man get it? Okay, I almost forgot to tell you how much it was. In fact, it was $7.5 million. This is real, so the police did not like to get the matter free. After all that commotion, the owner of the original safe, who is the owner of the old safe, called for his lawyer to appeal for the return of the money that he owns, which made the man feel that he was in trouble, especially after the lawyer contacted him for his compensation, granting him a sum of $600,000 in exchange for his remuneration of the remaining amount to his original owner. After negotiating with his friends and reviewing the laws in the state of California, which stipulates that the sale of the contents of those safes transfers the ownership of what is inside it to the new buyer, and denies the ownership of its original owner forever, making him feel like his position, and rejects the offer of the original owner's lawyer, considering that all the money has become his property. So the lawyer replied by raising the offer from $600,000 to $1.2 million. Despite his surprise at the situation and his questioning of the owner who forgot such a sum in one of the safes, it is certain that he is a suspicious person, but he thought in the end and remembered that he did not hesitate to find that amount. So what is the problem with accepting that offer and not bringing the same troubles? In reality, the matter is strange and calls for questioning. How can a person forget such a sum and leave it in that safe for a period of almost a year without responding to any inquiries from the owner of the property and does not care about what is inside the safe? This is the reason why the owner of the safe has to sell his contents at a high price, and when he was asked about that, he said, "We try in this way to cover our expenses so that we do not reach 90% of what we lose, because the safes that the tenant neglects and delays the payment of the rent cause us severe losses." In the end, he agreed to the offer and received a sum of $1.2 million and returned the rest of the sum to his original owner.